Don't be that guy. Like the video or else your team is going to be a loser this season. Coming up here on today's show, I'm going to be going through the biggest winners and losers from the NFL preseason Week 2 games here on NFL Daily. Now, I'm Mitchell Renz. We do a lot of content here at Chat Sports, and if you're a diehard football fan, I'm telling you, you better click that like button. So first off, we're going to start with the winners, and then we're going to transition into the losers. The first winner here that I got to bring up is New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, because Jones was pretty effective in this game, finding his brand new tight end Darren Waller for 3 catches for 30 yards. But the thing that I really like to look at in the preseason, I'm a big eye test guy. I don't look at just the numbers. If you pass the eye test, that's going to make you a winner in my book. And Jones did exactly that against Carolina. He was 8 for 9, a nice amount of yards, 1 touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 135.6. So the New York Giants quarterback, he's a preseason Week 2 winner. Let's go to the next name here on the list. And the numbers don't scream at you, but it's eye test. Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. His very first touch went for 12 yards. And what did you see? The explosiveness, the ability to make quick decisions, the ability to get up the field north and south really quickly. And for the Falcons, Bijan's going to be a fancy fantasy item this upcoming season. Let's go with another winner here, and maybe for some of you that don't follow the Raiders, Aidan O'Connell has been arguably the best quarterback in all of NFL preseason through the first 2 weeks. He had a hell of a game this past week. Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo also was 4 for 4 for 39 yards and led his team to a touchdown drive. But O'Connell, through 2 preseason games, 26 of 36, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 122.8. But when you watch him, his ability to make decisions quickly, I laughed out loud because Josh McDaniels earlier this offseason, the Raiders head coach, compared O'Connell to Tom Brady, which, if that doesn't make you LOL out loud or at least breathe some air throughout your nose, because that's technically what I do when I laugh when I'm watching a video here, if I'm reading a tweet. And yes, he does look like Favre. You're 100% right. Now let's keep this moving, right meow. Let's go to the next winner here. I got the Steelers offense, and when I think about Pittsburgh's offense last season, the Matt Canada offense looked like they should have shipped him up to Canada. They averaged like 18 points per game. Kenny Pickett looks better. The offensive line is playing a lot better. Pat Freiermuth had himself a great touchdown catch. George Pickens looks like the real deal. The Steelers offense, if they can be a top 15 unit with that defense, they got a real shot to win their division. So how about this? We still got 6 more winners coming up here on today's show. And this is going to be the pinned comment because this is the offseason. I'm a glass half full type of guy. So I want you to name a preseason Week 2 winner. You're about to get hit with the YouTube ad break, so scroll on down and give me your answer. Another winner here that I'm going to look at is Jason Brownlee. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of Hard Knocks, and I got a few friends that work for the New York Jets, and they told me before the national media started to talk about this young man here that you got to keep your eyes on him. He's a really big athletic receiver, a UDFA, and I'm always rooting for UDFAs to make the roster. He saw 5 targets, 4 catches for 50 yards. But when you look at reports, when you see what people are saying about him at training camp, I'm telling you what, I said this maybe already 10 times. Jason Brownlee passes the eye test and looks like an NFL receiver that could legitimately make this Jets 53-man roster. Now, if you want to be able to bet on NFL games this season, you could do it with our sportsbook partner, the number one place to put all of your bets. Whether you want to bet on the MLB because the playoffs are right around the corner, NFL Week 1's coming up, go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is NFL Daily. It gets you 125% deposit bonus, which means you put down $100, you're going to get $125 for free to bet with. If some of you are like, well, Mitch, give me something to bet on. All right, bet. You could bet on the Super Bowl odds for this upcoming season. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you were to risk $10 on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, you would win $100. And the reason why I picked that one is because if you're already getting $125 for free to bet with, you have the flexibility to make some of these deals out there. There's tons of other teams that you can bet on. You can bet on who wins each division, win totals. I mean, it's insane the amount of things that you can bet here with BetUS. So one more time, you got to use that link or else you're not getting that deposit bonus. Got to use that link, got to use that promo code to get 125% off. If you don't use it, you're a loser. Let's go to the next winner here on today's show. It's Jordan Love. With all the concentration around Aaron Rodgers going to the New York Jets, you knew there was going to be a spotlight on the former first-round quarterback taken 26th overall by Green Bay. And he looked smooth, cool, calm as a cucumber. 5 of 8, 84 yards and a touchdown. A quarterback rating against the Patriots. And you could say what you want about Bill Belichick. That guy's always going to scheme the right way. And Jordan Love had himself a hell of a game. Let's go to another winner here. And I'm not going to look at the numbers. I'm going to say Brock Purdy. Because I do think that you can be a winner in a preseason game, considering the fact that the injury that this guy sustained a few months ago, and he's back out onto the field, and it looks like he's going to be the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, competing against Trey Lance, competing against Sam Darnold. I've seen the media say that Trey Lance is playing really bad. I don't agree with that, but to me, this is more of a round of applause for Brock Purdy still being that starting quarterback, considering he was Mr. Irrelevant this time last season. Let's go to another big-time winner here, Nick Herbig. I mean, the defensive end from the Pittsburgh Steelers, they just always seem to find that diamond in the rough, right? And yeah, TJ Watt was a first-round pick, but he was also picked at, 29 or 30th? They also found Alex Highsmith. They just gave him a brand-new deal. Herbig was great this weekend, and he was great in the very first preseason game as well. Through 2 preseason games, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and then 3 quarterback hits. This kid looks like the real deal. And if the Steelers found themselves another one, if there's one thing that organization has been able to scout, edge rushers and wide receivers. Let's go to another winner, and some of y'all might think of him as a little bit of a winner. But he's a winner nonetheless. It's Deuce Vaughn. And I love seeing Deuce Vaughn out there because he is dynamic. He has himself another touchdown. He's got a great opportunity this upcoming season with the Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, their offensive line maybe not as legit as it was in years past, but you got to be rooting for Vaughn, and he looks good in the rushing game. He looks good in the passing game. Well, just hopefully he can pass block a little bit better. Let's go to another winner here. It's Rashee Rice, second-round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs. He just looks like he's got big playability, right? Like, when you have the opportunity to be a top 3 target in a Chiefs offense, and he might even get more than that, if you can guarantee me that Kadarius Toney's going to play all 17 games, I'm going to call you a liar. But Rice saw 9 targets. He had 8 catches. He had 92 yards. The thing that most people talk about with this Chiefs game was an incomplete pass by Patrick Mahomes. I'm saying I think Rice deserves a little bit more attention. Coming up next here on the show, we're going to be looking at the preseason Week 2 losers here on NFL Daily, but a friendly reminder that we create free content every single day, and I'm going to give you guys a special deal right now for the next 365 days. Free content. Actually, 366. It's leap year, so take advantage of it before this deal ends. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, because anytime breaking news happens, we got you covered, and we are interactive. So all the comments, I'm going to be looking to see what you guys have to say. Don't let me down. Let's go to some Week 2 losers. And sorry, Jeremy, he's in the background here. He's running our new Texan show. I got to make C.J. Stroud a loser because he played bad in the preseason Week 1 game. But, Mitch, this is Week 2 only. You're right. It is Week 2 only. He missed a bunny of a touchdown throw after Denzel Perriman had himself a nice interception against Miami. He missed the bunny. And you got to be able to make the layups early on. And Stroud right now looks like he's seeing a little bit of ghosts. 7 of 12, 60 yards for a 71.5 rating. If you struggle to make the easy throws in preseason, I am a believer that that's going to translate, and it's only going to get more difficult. And if it looks like you're struggling now, they better figure it out quick, or else they're just burning a hole at that number 2 pick. Though, Will Anderson at number 3 looks like the real deal. Let's go to another loser here. I'm just going to say the entire Panthers offensive line. Some people might want me to say Bryce Young. For the people out there that want me to say Bryce Young, you're just not watching the games. He has been pressured on 43% of his dropbacks during the preseason. He's got no time to throw. Yeah, he's a tiny little dude back there, but they're finding him. And if the Panthers' offensive line doesn't wake the hell up, they're going to get the number 1 overall pick killed. Let's go to another loser here. It's Tua Tagovailoa. And I want to see Tua take the steps, right? Like, I know when Tua was first coming out of college, it was tank for Tua. People were talking about this amazing quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Love the arm sleeve. However, 5 of 7, 61 yards, and threw a terrible interception on the very first drive that he got, which put himself and the Texans, or put the Texans in an opportunity to score. Yes, the Dolphins still won a preseason game, but Tua needs to realize that he needs to get better because the Dolphins have a playoff caliber team. And to me, he's the thing that's really, truly holding them back. So Tua's the loser. I got two more losers coming up here. I want you to name a preseason Week 2 loser that you saw from all the games so far that went down. Let's go to another loser here, and this is me just being critical of the Bills' offense. I probably could have put Matt Barkley on here because Matt Barkley tried to do his best Nathan Peterman impression, threw 3 interceptions. He looked lost. Like the Bills' offense, you expect to be able to click. But then even with Josh Allen out there as your starting quarterback, the offense didn't move the way that it's supposed to. And I showed you those Super Bowl odds earlier. Super Bowl odds, they have the Buffalo Bills as a top 3 team to win the Super Bowl. With all the drama around Stephon Diggs, I always say where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm wondering if some of that smoke is going to turn into fire during the regular season because the Bills, they got to put it together. The final loser here, also in the AFC East, I'm going to say Mac Jones because Bailey Zappi, to me, there was rumors that Zappi won the locker room last season. Zappi had a passing touchdown. Sure, he was 10 of 22. He also had a rushing touchdown. But to me, Mac Jones does not look like the same quarterback that he was back in 2021. Sure, maybe it's because he lost his offensive coordinator, McDaniels. He went over to the Raiders. But since that season, Jones hasn't looked the same. And if you're a Patriots guy and you think that that's your answer at quarterback, I'm going to say at one point this season, Bailey Zappi is going to be the Patriots' starting quarterback. Now, before I end today's show, there is technically one more game left here for preseason week 2, and it's going to be tonight. It's the Baltimore Ravens or the Washington Commanders. So what I want you to do here is if you're going with the Ravens, type BAL. If you're going to go with the Commanders, you could type COM. My vote on who wins that game, it should be the Ravens, right? They haven't lost a preseason game in, 22, 23 straight games. So if you want another thing to bet on, go bet on the Baltimore Ravens taking down the Washington Commanders. And on top of that, Chat Sports, we're going to be live on our Ravens YouTube channel, and we're going to be live on our Washington Commanders YouTube channel for a watch party tonight. So if you're ready to party, you're ready to have a good time, I know it's Monday, but I believe in y'all. Monday Night Football watch parties here at Chat Sports.